Straight to the press review with Emily. She's starting with some bombshell interviews in the American press.
Yes, this is all over the American press, and it all stems from an article in Vanity Fair here by Chris Whipple. It's the outcome of a series of 11 interviews carried out over the course of a year with White House Chief of Staff Susan Wiles. Now, in these interviews, Wiles is quite scathing about people in the Trump administration, and she also talks about the president himself. And since the article has been published, her quotes have been floating about the American press in a number of ways. The one that grabbed the most headlines is this one in the CNN article here. Susan Wiles says president has an alcoholic's personality. Now that came up because she was discussing her own father, who was an alcoholic, and said she was an expert in big personalities. She then said, quote, "Trump has an alcoholic's personality. He operates with a view that there's nothing he can't do." Meanwhile, the New York Times is focusing on another part of the interview here. She acknowledges score settling behind prosecutions. They also pick up on her calling J.D. Vance a conspiracy theorist and Elon Musk an avowed ketamine user. Politico, meanwhile, takes a slightly different angle. It looks at the reactions of some Republicans to that Vanity Fair piece, most of them wondering why the interview happened in the first place, others saying Wiles is just talking about inside jokes, or that the hit piece, it's all part of a hit piece by the media. The New York Post, though, which regularly supports Donald Trump, has an exclusive interview with the president about that Vanity Fair article. Teetotal Trump said that Wiles was actually right and that he does have an alcoholic's personality, and despite her explosive comments, he stands by his chief of staff. Staying on the right of the press, Fox News here also covering this story. It's accusing the press of taking her quotes out of context. Susan Wiles herself has dismissed it as a disingenuously framed hit piece, but she hasn't denied any of the comments or quotes attributed to her.
Another US story for you now. Emily's found for us an interesting long read in the New York Times. What's this about?
Yes, this is an investigation in the New York Times, well worth a read if you have time here. It looks at Jeffrey Epstein and how he made his millions with scams, schemes and cons. It says now, since his youth, he showed a habit of compulsive lying, exaggerating his links to people to inflate his persona. The article discusses his lucky breaks in his early 20s, which took him from being a maths and physics teacher to working on Wall Street at Bear Stearns. Now, Epstein made his first small fortune by scamming investors, it says. Later, his first big breakthrough came from tracking down money in the Cayman Islands at a time when he described himself as a financial bounty hunter. The investigation also finds that Epstein exaggerated his association with David Rockefeller, often claiming that he managed the Rockefeller fortune. And it looks also at Epstein's relationship with Victoria's Secret CEO Les Wexner, who provided him not only with money but also with a lot of credentials. Now, the piece goes into a lot of detail about his life and career, but it's well worth a read if you're curious about how he became the man he was.
Change of scene now. Les Bleus superstar Kylian Mbappé making headlines. What's this about?
So this is all over the press, but let's have a look at the Financial Times. Their front page has Kylian Mbappé celebrating there, and for good reason. The striker has won his court battle with his former club PSG. Paris Saint-Germain will have to pay Mbappé 61 million euros in unpaid wages and bonuses, a major setback for PSG's president Nasser Al-Khelaifi. According to Aujourd'hui en France here, it's a complete success for the Real Madrid star. One of his lawyers said that the PSG president had acted out because of his hurt pride after the Frenchman left the club in 2024, but that workers' rights still apply even in the world of football.
Mbappé is not the only person celebrating a pretty big payday, though.
No, he's not. This is news in the Times in the UK here that elves, things are looking up for elves. The Times report that Father Christmas's elves have seen their wages increase by 7.6% this year. According to research, elves have seen their average hourly rate go from £11.60 an hour to £48 an hour. So, but it's not all Christmassy joy for everyone, because Father Christmases are suffering from a pay freeze. Father Christmases earn an average of £15 an hour, more than their elves, but they have not seen their wage increase or any bonuses. I think they've probably been added to a naughty list somewhere along the line.
Oh dear, I would love to talk to the person who actually did that survey and worked all of that out and how they managed to do it. There you go. Poor Father Christmas. Well done for the elves, though. Well deserved, yes. Why not? Emily Ball there with the press review on France 24. A lot more coming